Right, with that inadvertent help video out of the way, welcome back to Trade Empires with me, by Jingo. And now we're going to have some actual gameplay. For the first time in 3 years. That's amazing. I do apologise. But also, what a wasted opportunity. If you look on YouTube, I've got a virtual monopoly on this. Well, almost. There's one video in Polish and I believe there's one in Spanish. In terms of English language, Trade Empires videos, you know, by Jingo, Merchant Prince is A-OK. So let's go from Shang Dynasty China, which was from 1700 to 1100 BC, to First Civilizations. Let's go back in time by a substantial amount, of 2500 BC to 1310 BC. Although I'm not entirely sure if that is actually the case. It's somewhere around there. So let's there's actually a choice of different regions now. We can start in either Mesopotamia or Assyria, or the Indus Valley or Afghanistan. I think the game lures you towards Mesopotamia with the family, which is, as far as I can understand, was a city rather than an actual family. If my knowledge of Civilization 3 is anything to go by, and I will go red in honour of the Babylonians in Civilization 3, who I believe are kind of a reddish colour. Or in Civilization 4, the Babylonians were purple, I think. And I can't remember what they were in Civilization 5. But I do know they were in there. I think they were one of the DLC. I don't know. I got it for like a part of a huge bundle on Steam, Civilization 5. So I don't think they were 90% off in total. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go to ancient Mesopotamia. Here we go. Create a town by building a market near barley and delivering linen cloth. Something I can't read because the display's underneath. Find products that the market will buy. Extra commodities waiting to be purchased at all times. So initially, dwellings take barley, they take linen cloth, which then you get from flax, and they take furniture, which is from a carpentry shop, and is from lumber camps. All very good. Here's the exciting thing. You can actually go elsewhere. This is the Zagros Mountains. It's a grim place. No families can start here. There's no demand buildings, no temples, no palaces, no settlements. I guess you could set up a settlement here if you felt so inclined, because you've got food and you can bring and carpentry. But there's no linen. You'd have to bring that in, and I don't know why you'd want to, because you can make money in the. Oh god, the game's running. And then you can go into the Indus Valley, which have the coolest music of the region. And also the longest, I think. It just goes on a bit, but I do like it. I like it so much that I'm talking over it so you can't enjoy it. But I'm sure we'll come to the Indus Valley later on in the video. Usually because it's quite wealthy. This is a scenario where you tend to spend the initial part of the game building up... My god, that's a lot of barley fields. I hadn't realised. So we'll spend the other part of the game in Mesopotamia, maybe a little bit in Assyria. As the game goes on, we'll head into Zagros probably to get some bronze or tin, and then by the end we'll be all over the shop trying to flog luxury goods all over the place, which I believe is how the game is supposed to be played. So we'll head back to Mesopotamia, which is where I was to begin with, so I wasn't actually going back anywhere. And I think that is not a bad place for a city. So we'll have a market, make it go straight into a large market. Eastern Girsu. So the game doesn't agree with me. It thinks that Girsu, I believe, is supposed to be somewhere over there. And I will actually buy a weaver's. And then this place is pretty much self-sufficient once you can get lumber in for carpentry camp. In a test run I did for this to check the sound levels, I actually had like the perfect placements. There was like 3 lumber camps all together over here. And that's not bad actually. It's right next to a competence camp, so I could just buy that. Ship some carpentry, furniture in there. And then the more of it you can do in one place, like I'm doing with Eastern Girsu, the less money I have to spend on merchants who get incredibly expensive. Start off at 100 and then rapidly go up to the 1,200 territory. There's also a solid limit in this scenario of 30 merchants. And I don't know if it's the case in other scenarios, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's like one of the challenges of the game that the game designers put in to be fun and kooky, I guess. So, I'm going to build a bridge there. I don't know where I'm going to connect this place up to. I mean, it might have been a bad idea to go to the Zagros Mountains and pick up some furniture from there. I mean, there's a perfect setup there. But that is a long way to go. I'm pretty sure in this early scenario, combat's disabled. So another region, if you go from one region to another, there's a possibility of combat's disabled in this scenario, but it tells you how dangerous it is and what the strength of the bandits are, so how likely you're going to get attacked. And the way you combat that is by assigning guards to the merchant on that part of the route. So we'll pick up guards at a merchant and then abandon them at another one? I don't know. Assyria is up here. I forgot I'd already got that. I was too busy talking. Could pick up some Carnelian here and then deposit it in that temple there. What I'm worried about there is that the price of Carnelian would be too low. Like the people in this temple probably won't demand enough of it to make it viable. At the moment, there's also a perfect carpentry setup there. So I am quite tempted to just set up an outdoor, well, out of town, foreign furniture. No, I'm not going to do that. Because I can probably fit. Yeah. That is an official. That best be in the radius. Whew. So the game considers this to be more viable than this. I don't know. I mean, I can grow that into a city, and I might very well do. By taking the excess barley from here and dropping it in there, and the chap can take some linen cloth with him. But it is going to be a constant struggle bringing barley in, and not a very profitable struggle either. But it'll give me something to do. So we'll call this the Spur to Eastern Girsu. What would be nice is if the game auto-named routes for you, I'm not going to lie. So pick up 2 furniture there, and then pick up 2 barley and a linen cloth. And we will set a new merchant. There's not enough food in there for Sargon of Akkad to be a famine relief. So far as I can tell, Sargon of Akkad was just an empire builder. It was like an emperor. Not a renowned farmer. And then we've got we'll get Hammurabi on the job for the time being. What I always like about this, and it gets more and more obvious as the I think the Egyptian one makes it most obvious, is you have these people who would never in their lives be merchants, and get some pause still. We'll probably see the idea of being characterised as doing something as grubby as trading goods and services for money as something of an insult. There's a lot of flax there which I wouldn't mind getting my grubby hands on. Talking of grubby merchants with grubby hands. Now what am I doing now? I want to found another city, but I'm not quite sure where. I've also got a sort of weird notion of like, I'm founding cities, but I'm just a corporation. I'm just a merchant family. Where's the state in all of this? Is this still like some ANCAP paradise where it's all in the hands of merchant classes? commerce will dictate where civilization will emerge. Turn the speed of the game up a bit. I'm a little bit stumped. I'm not quite sure where to head off to at the time being. Perhaps Assyria is the answer. Not really. I mean, in this scenario, there's no special conditions, so to think. There are no special factors in the victory condition. In others, you get points for, I believe in Ancient Civilizations 2, you get points for the number of dwellings that are in your home region. So when you're competing against other families, it's like the Ur family's home region is Mesopotamia, so if Mesopotamia has 30 dwellings, the Ur family gets an extra 30,000 points or something like that. But there's no special pressing need to be particularly patriotic in this one. It's just a case of, you know, making some money where you can. But I am not seeing anything particularly obvious. Perhaps I'll set up a Carnelian route. Yeah. We've got some Carnelian there. 2 lots of it, so that'll be lovely and cheap. That's Abu Salabik. Let's take a trail that goes to Mesopotamia, and the trail that goes up to that temple there. That's about as far as I can be bothered to build a road for the time being. It's also, if I'm not careful, will develop into a city. Ishuna. You can always tell where the game developers thought a city would be, because that's usually where they put the demand buildings. Like this is supposed to be a fairly major city. I can't remember what it's called now, but I have set up a settlement there, and it wasn't very prosperous last time, and it looks like it wouldn't be very prosperous this time either. So I'll set up another route here. We'll call it Carnelian. Possibly Carnelian 1. We go to Abu Thingy what's it. Pick up 2. Drop off 1 at Ishuna. And didn't I just see another temple down here? Yes. So we'll save that. Stick a market here. Tell Jocker. I don't know what you want to tell him, but tell him something. That's the wrong one. Don't edit that. We can't get to Tel Jocker because it needs... although I've crossed the Tigris, I've not crossed the Euphrates. One or the other. I'll tell you what's weird about doing this game. There's no music. Well, there's very little music. There's more music than last time we did it, because you get a little bit of music when you change regions. But it's a bit disconcerting because all I can hear is my own voice. And it's all you can hear as well. I don't know, I might put some music to go with it, but finding music for an hour to fill up that's not the game music of the game is quite taxing. So what do I want to do? The plan is... I can't believe there's only one temple in Mesopotamia. Save that while I think about this. This is Susa. I know that much. And my word is there's going to be some money made at some point in the game when that happens. I'm not spending money on the bridge because there's already a bridge that goes over there. Although I'll build a trail up to Assyria. So I'm trying to think of the best way of doing this. Still go to Tel Jocker, leave with 2. No, go to Ishuna. Or Eshnunna. Do beg your pardon. I don't know if you've noticed so far, but I am terrible with names. I'm pretty sure I misnamed every single Greek town and Greek person when I was doing the Zeus run. But you're all very polite. You didn't tell me I was getting it wrong. I'm wondering, because I was double back on myself, whether it's worth picking up another in Abu Salabik. Let's make it that. Then go to Susa. Then go back. There's probably demand there for 2... Yes, there is demand for 2 Carnelian. It's a good idea to pause the game while playing. Thanks, game. Well, I think the game's telling me I'm being slow. So go to Abu Salabik, pick up 3, go drop off 2 at Eshuna. Probably double back on yourself. God, I wish I could zoom out a bit. Drop off 2 there. I want to drop off 2 there and drop off 2 in Susa, but my transports aren't good enough. Well, having said that, he is having to double back on himself anyway. So, hear me out. Pick up 2 at Abu Salabik. Then go to Ashuna, leave with none. Then go back to Abu Salabik. Right. Pick up 2. Go to Tel Joka, leave with none. Go back to Abu Salabik. Pick up 2. Go to Susa. Go back to Abu Salabik. And if that sounds a bit convoluted, that's because it is. I quite like somebody with price gouging, but since it's not available, we'll go with Nebuchadnezzar. King of the Jews bought his wife a pair of shoes. When the shoes began to wear, Nebuchadnezzar began to swear. I can't remember the rest of that, but I believe it's a skipping rope song that girls used to sing. Not when I was a lad, because I'm not that old. There was a phase in like the mid-2000s of like almanacs of useless information being released, and that was one of them. It was just the verse to Nebuchadnezzar, King of the Jews. It's not even correct. I don't think he was King of the Jews. It was possible under Nebuchadnezzar that the Jews got enslaved and taken back to Babylon, the Babylonish captivity. But I don't know. A lot of things happen to the Jews. It's hard to keep track. They do get enslaved an awful lot. I'll tell you that much. It's like escaping from the Pharaoh. That wasn't their first rodeo. But you don't need me to tell you that. Why is linen cloth so expensive? You produce it yourself. Yes, I will purchase the caravanserai. So what are you trying to do? Oh, it's expensive because Hammurabi is driving up demand. But I'm pretty sure this guy's not helping himself. He is making me a bit of money though. Making me more money than Hammurabi is. The price of barley's gone up in Nippur. No, it would do. What I could do is have Sargon just pick up food and then go to Nippur when there's another production place. So this could be another production place that just produces linen. Sargon could provide the barley for that. Although I don't know why I would want more linen places. I mean, this place is doing fine. Wow, it's a population of 14. Like, how hard did we have to try in the last episode to get like 3 citizens? The population growth is even higher in the next one, which is in ancient Egypt, where Tutankhamun is a merchant. Would you believe? He wasn't a pharaoh. was barely a pharaoh, died, but he was 19, I think. He's only famous because his tomb got raided. Well, there was some more furniture. What is Hammurabi playing at? Well, he's doing fine. What are you playing at? You're waiting on wood. So here's the thing, because merchants are so limited, you have to sort of weigh up, is it worth setting up a route to just deliver more wood to Nippur? Because I've only got 30 merchants to spend, and furniture's hardly high quality, or high price, it's only 159, and that's when there's extreme demand for it. I mean, if I was thinking, I guess... That's frustrating. So we could have a supply route where somebody picks up... Yeah, you could have Nippur supply, where somebody picks up a load of barley, drops it off, picks up a load of wood, drops it off. That sounds reasonable enough. But where's a good place to get wood from? There isn't one really. I'd quite like two camps close by to each other. There's there, but I don't want to build a market there. That's the only way I'm going to get those two in. Oh well, I'll just have to build a trading post there. Eastern Waka. And southwestern Girsu. Well, let's take a trail. Oh no, in fact I'll build a road. I built a posh market there, didn't I? Oh jeez. So what happens if you play it this time of night? And by this time of night it's something like 20 to 10. It's not exactly late. I don't know, I'm using that as an excuse. Stick a depots in there. Always good to upgrade. Although I was looking back on this, and for the amount of money you have to spend in putting caravanserais everywhere, I don't know if it's really worth it because horses are not that much faster than mules, and drays only carry 4. So we'll set up Girsu supply. There's Eastern Walker. Pick up 3 on a brand new horse. Pick up 3 woods, go to Nippur, go to southwestern Girsu, pick up 3 barley, go back to Nippur. And then we'll take... Oh, Nebuchadnezzar never went on Carnelian. A new merchant. Sargon who's on famine relief. Should make some money. He'd make even more if I actually turned Eastern Walker into a town, but that requires so much supply it's hardly worth it. I could turn southwestern Girsu. I was thinking of finding a settlement there, and then I also thought, why? It's got barley, but if I wanted to make another town with somewhere with barley, I could make southwestern Girsu into its own town. I may as well since I put a market there. So when... So what I'm thinking now of upgrading the supply line for Girsu supply. So when he leaves Nippur to go to southwestern Girsu, he takes some furniture with him. But I've got a feeling that might slow down the entire process. Because I'd also need to pick up linen cloth. So maybe it's a case of getting another merchant on the job. Ooh, making a profit already. Right, I'm 24 minutes in and nothing's happened yet. I feel I ought to do something. I don't know quite what though. What, 2,800 gold? Just money. It's just units. Oh well, that's fine. I'll upgrade these to horses. I'll do it all again when Dre's come in. I'm not going to bother with that. It's kind of in my kind of an interest to kind of slow down the supply of Carnelian, because it I can buy it for 50, but with sufficient demand, I can sell it for 200. And at the moment, that's not sufficient demand. Or maybe it is. Maybe we should stop being so bloody cheap. No, I will continue being cheap. That's just going to be a little earner just throughout the course of the game. Probably should speed the game up and wait for another commodity to appear. That might decide the next course of action. Having said that, this... I don't know how I've only just noticed this. That looks like a very viable town. Shurapak. I'll buy that, thank you. I'm trying to fit a road. Oh, fine, we'll turn this into a ring road around southwestern Girsu. So what I'm thinking now is Shurapak, Girsu and Nippur. New route. You go to Shurapak with... oh, I don't know. Some linen cloth, some barley. What's linen cloth like there? Well, there's some. That's frustrating. That happens so many times. Like, I've not put a caravanserai there, but I've got to complete this route to save it, because I can't save it when there's no name and there's only one market there. So I've got to continue as if I hadn't noticed. Go to southwestern Girsu. Give it a name. The Shurapak Girsu. I'm still 20 years after this game. That's not Shurapak. Still not sure the best way to actually do routes is. It's still very trial and error. I've been playing this game since I was like 10, and I'm going places. I've got further into the scenarios than I've ever got before. And this was last week. I actually ventured into High Europe, I think, or there's one about colonialism, the colonial powers. And I played that for a bit, and it's like, I've never played this before, and I've had this game for 2 decades. So I'll go back to the incomplete route. Shurapak Girsu. We'll get the horse. Take... what's more important? I keep wondering why I keep moving this here. There's a display counter up here that I can't move anywhere else. If I move it this side, it blocks the money. If I do it this side... I don't know why I can't move it that side. But trust me, I can't. I don't know you well enough to go into that. Just keep on insisting I go there. I don't know, actually. Probably 2 linen. Go to southwestern Girsu. Drop off a linen. Pick up a barley, go to Nippur. Come out with a whole bunch of furniture. Go back to southwestern Girsu with 2 furniture, and then I'm assuming Shurapak's going to explode in population. With some barley, because Shurapak's only got the one field. Sounds about right. Right, who wants to do that route? Military kickbacks is actually a really good bonus, but it's just there's no kickbacks at this stage in the game. So we'll leave Gilgamesh to do his thing, and Cirrus, who's got the rather naff trait of speed of travel across trails is enhanced. That's useful for like the first 10 minutes of the game. What a useless thing. Look at that, there's already a dwelling there and they've not got any furniture. All they've got is lots of barley and lots of linen. But you'll notice on here, must supply all of the foods and all but one of the other commodities. That ticks the box, they've got barley and they've got linen cloth. So Shurapak should grow fine and at this stage in the game should never decrease in size. Eastern Girsu is looking... oh, pretty good, pretty good. Right, what's this route all about? Eastern Girsu would quite like some more furniture. Take 3 back with you. We also need a lot more wood. And why am I playing at half speed? You people have got lives to get on with. Right, Sargon's coming in with some wood to save the day. It also keeps the cost of production down a bit. Because I'm being held hostage a little bit by this timber camp. It can produce at the speed it likes and sell for whatever it wants. And this guy's just stuck. And Sargon's coming back with some food. Which he makes a reasonable profit out of. That's not bad. It's like a size 6 population, considering it doesn't have its own food source. Seems fairly viable. Ooh, somewhere it grew. I don't know quite where. I mean, Shurapak is just loving life. It's, you're trying to sell some linen cloth, that's what's helping. So the route that Sargon's on, Girsu Supply, it's probably... actually no. Because he already leaves Nippur with 3 furniture. Drops 1 off there and drops 1 off there. Ooh, some more population growth. There is a lot of population growth in this. I'm quite enjoying this. It's going to get very stressful as the game goes on. But, right now, I'm just enjoying making a bit of money. Okay, the demand there is high enough for me to warrant building a path, getting some more Carnelian in. I can't remember who that is. I think it's Xerxes, isn't it? Upgrade. I'll spend the 69 coins. Yes, that's the currency of the game. It's just coins. 240. I can afford that. We'll go up to Ishuna. I'm hoping this route pays for itself fairly swiftly. You go back to Abu Sabu whatnot, and then you go up here. That's confusing. That wouldn't be a bad place to bring some linen cloth in from. And then there's Tel Jokka. The most expensive part of all of that is the blooming caravanserais. It costs a fortune. Easily spend like 2,000 coins. At this stage of the game, that's a lot of money. As it happens, I only spent 800 there. For the cost of all that, I could have bought, or I'd almost bought, a production building. I placed it anywhere, or just... I could definitely have bought a production building that already exists. They cost 500. Or is it just half price? I think it might just be half price rather than the blanket price, 500. And then hopefully I can upgrade Carnelian to... Horses all around. What a nice guy I am. I'm certainly not a convincing merchant. Scores on the doors so far. I'm a caravan leader. I guess there's worse. Oh, what Cyrus trying to do is trying to buy some furniture. This place is going as fast as it can. Hammurabi has he's on a profitable route. Well, I guess he's going between here. He's supplying Eastern Girsu with its 18 population. That's pretty good. Needs some. It's not producing enough to self-supply its linen cloth. So I'm thinking, setting up a small route to bring the flax into there. But it just seems really quite wasteful, you know. Oh, here we go. Obsidian has entered the gameplay. There's some down there. Some over there. What I'm not seeing is obsidian next to any timber. That's a disappointment. No, the game has decided to make my life difficult. Yes, I will now. Both obsidian and wood must be delivered to a market that contains a tool maker workshop to produce tools. Tools are demanded by dwellings. The presence of a market of tools increases the growth rate in a town. It's never necessary to purchase this advance. There's nothing. There's none in Afghanistan. What about the Indus Valley? No, at no point in the game world has the game decided to put a timber camp and an obsidian camp next to each other, just to make my life a little easier. I've seen it before, it has happened, but because I'm now on film and you're all watching me with vexatious expressions, the game's decided to play silly beggars. So that means I've got to do a rather tedious thing where I've got to bring obsidian from one place and drop it into another place and then pick up the tools from there. And it's so far away as well. Or do I go for one with 2 timber camp or what now? I'll go with the obsidian. I will set up a trading post here. And then everybody who brings tools in has got to bring their own tools. I think a tool maker, one outside of Super. Yeah, they require 2 of each to make 1 obsidian tool, I think. Which means a lot of transporting of goods. And it's too early in the timeline for me to sail boats down the river Tigris and Euphrates. I mean, that's perfectly understandable. The Tigris and the Euphrates are fierce rivers. So perfectly unsuitable for sailing or supporting, I don't know, life and commerce. They keep on flooding, very prone to flooding. But not now, because there's probably lots of dams on them. Thinking. Okay. Build a tool maker over here. Pick up a load of wood, drop it in there, pick up a load of wood, drop it into there, pick up a load of wood, drop it into there. Take the tools all the way across to Eastern Girsu. And then somehow get all the tools from Eastern Girsu to just go wherever. Or perhaps each town has its own tools merchant that takes... I could do that. Oh, it does seem like such a faff though, doesn't it? have you noticed that I've got money back from somewhere? I don't know how I've managed that. So I have Eastern Susa, a trading post here, at Northeastern Susa. We'll also have a tool maker here. And we'll have a road that goes across like this, all the way across to Eastern Girsu. And I'm all out of money. So we'll have a route here that's Eastern Girsu Tools. We'll chap at Northeastern Susa. On a horse, because why not? No, it has to be Eastern Susa. Picks up 3 wood. Deposits them at Northeastern Susa. Goes back to Eastern Susa. Picks up 3 wood. Goes back to Northeastern Susa. Picks up 3 tools. Drops them off at Eastern Girsu, where there will be plenty of demand for it. And then we'll get somebody. Now, tools. Obsidian tools are not a weapon, unfortunately. Well, I guess there could be. Obsidian is pretty sharp. We'll set Cambyses onto there. It's a name I do recognise. These are names I recognise. At least at this point in the game. By the time you got to get onto your 30th merchant, you're like, oh, but Cambyses, Gilgamesh, Sargon. These are all names that are notable people. I imagine by the time if your name is still known 4,000 years after you've been alive, at all, you're probably quite notable. That is mad. There's actually a massive demand for furniture. That's because they're being held hostage by this timber camp that's not producing very much. It's not a great place to live, Nippur. Barley is expensive, furniture is expensive, linen cloth is expensive, obsidian tools are expensive. It's all pretty grim. It's not bad in Eastern Girsu, considering the size of it. Everything's quite cheap, apart from obsidian tools and a little bit of barley. I think I worked out that you can quite comfortably sustain. A single barley field can comfortably sustain between 6 and 8 people. Should probably explain why Eastern Girsu is struggling a bit now. We're not struggling a huge deal, it's just at capacity, price-wise. So there's some tips for you if you're making notes. You're wondering how many fields should a city be next to? It's 1 field feeds 6 people. What's Cirrus doing? He's trying to buy linen cloth. It might have been better to build the toolmaker a bit closer towards that obsidian camp, but I don't want to be at points later on in the game where I'm waiting on obsidian to be produced. At least in this place, there's always going to be plenty of obsidian. Or so I hope. So Shurapak's probably going to grow into a major city, or it will do once the furniture situation sorts itself out. Well, I'm making quite a bit of money at that carpenters. These people that are supplying it aren't making a great deal out of it. Well, I say that, Hammurabi did alright. And look at Nebuchadnezzar on the Carnelian route. He's made 1,000 already. What is the price of Carnelian like at Susa? Well, that's fair. Could probably put a second person on that route. Could almost certainly put a second person on that route. Anybody good at price gouging? Xerxes. Get you on Carnelian. What we're going to do in the meantime, we've got 823 coins to my name. To-do list. We've got to get some tools somehow to Nepal, to Shurapak, and to southwestern Girsu. I mean, what I could do is just have Cambyses and another chap do basically that route, and then somebody can wait in Eastern Girsu to pick the Obsidian Tools up, and then deposit them everywhere else, so everybody else gets some tools each. Might not be a bad. That might not be a bad idea. Darius has got famine relief. Now, I believe there's some people on a route that has food in it that doesn't have. So Hammurabi can go on the Eastern Girsu Tools route. Drop those units. I'll just take the hit, and then. Who's free? I can't remember the route that Hammurabi was just on. So Eastern Girsu, Shurapak Girsu, Eastern Girsu Tools, Carnelian Girsu Supply. It was Girsu to Nippur, wasn't it? Ooh, price scouting, please. Right. Hopefully that's not broken everything. But if I don't do this right, tools are going to get incredibly expensive at Eastern Girsu, and the people there won't like me. They're not too fond of me at the moment. They're a bit, furniture's expensive, linen cloth is expensive. Yeah. Could do with shipping some more flax into there. Ooh, new commodity ivory is demanded by Palace Temple Ziggurat. We don't have any ziggurats yet, but thanks anyway. Ivory's not a bad commodity. Well, it is a bad commodity. You shouldn't trade in ivory. That's bad. Don't do it. But in 2242 BC, I guess things are different. There's just not enough demand for ivory for it to cause a problem. Oh, look at that, all those tusks. Oh well, there's money to be made, I guess. What's the demand like for ivory? Is it the same as Carnelian? Yes. So theoretically, I could do a similar route to Carnelian, but from here instead. And it's always good to do the luxury routes because there's money in luxury. And also, palaces aren't as finicky as paupers' houses. You know, if you don't supply the ivory, they're not going to get in a huff and just disappear. Southern Tel Al Ubaid. How was that? Marks out of 10. Tell Al Ubaid. Ubaid? Yeah, whatever. So for new route, Ivory. And this chap will go to southern. Tell Al Ubaid on a horse. Take 3 ivory. Drop 1 off at Susa. What would also be good as like a quality of life improvement is when you click add new market. The only markets that show up will be ones that have either demand or supply. Or like they're the ones that appear in like normal text, and the ones underneath will be greyed out. I don't know why I'm suggesting quality of life improvements for a game that's whether the company that made it went out of business a long time ago. So we'll leave 2, head up to Assyria, drop 1 off at Eshuna. And then 1 at Tel Joka. Probably not going to be overly profitable. We'll get Miss Anna Pada on the job. Create a bit of demand for it. Not that it needs marketing. It's already getting a good price. I think Mesopotamia is the only place that supplies ivory. Mesopotamia is also the only place that supplies pearls, but that's something for later on in the game that you don't need to know about just yet. I don't know why that's shut down. I guess we've got to wait for Hammurabi to come back and like kickstart it. Oh no, we were just waiting for the tool maker to get on with it. There's still demand for obsidian tools, but I've got to do obsidian supply, tool supply. There is no consistency to these route namings. So Eastern Girsu, on the horse, take 3 obsidian, 1 for Nippur, 1 for southwestern Girsu, 1 for Shurapak. And that should be enough to keep people from revolting at least. That's not going to be a profitable route because there's always going to be high demand. To that end, I'll get Tiglath Pilsner to have the more Eastern Girsu tools. I say that, we've actually reached a limit of obsidian tools. The price is actually going down. Doesn't seem right. What I might do is I'll go to Assyria. I'll set this up as just a carpentry relief, you might call it. Southern Tub Tub. We'll go down. I know it's Two Tub, but Tub Tub sounds better, doesn't it? Yeah, Tub Tub. I thought I'd built that road, but evidently not. And we'll set up a new route, furniture supply. I believe temples and palaces also demand furniture, but the demand for it is so low, it's about the same as just a single dwelling, that I don't think it's worth it. Also, I'm buying you. No independent traders when I'm around. You get points for that. Your points at the end of the game are basically your treasury plus the cost of your assets of your merchants, your production buildings, your depots, transporters, possibly roads that you built, but I don't know. So, Southern Tub Tub on the horse, pick up 3 furniture, and then basically help these places out because they are... I don't know actually. Let's go to Nepal. And we'll take Shalmanisa, who's pioneering. You notice the price of merchants is now almost at the maximum. It's at 1,050. Girsu supply. That doesn't sound like it should be profitable, but it is. What's Cyrus doing? He's trying to sell furniture, but I'm not interested. This is a little bit frustrating. I do wish this price resolution would go on a bit quicker. Like, I don't mind selling furniture for like 140, 120. But I've got to wait for demand to pick up before that price point is agreed. Like, I can see the machinations around it. It is a really clever system. Like, the price mechanism is determined by the amount in stock and the amount of demand, and it fluctuates over time, and there's a time thing there. I just wish the calculation would be a bit quicker. Now what are you trying to do? Are you trying to buy linen cloth? Okay, they kind of hate me in Nepal because there's not enough obsidian tools. That's weird. Buyers queue. Oh, that's local buyers. That's just people. Oh, well, this is a bit frustrating. It's really hard to click on a merchant when they're in the market like that because the immediate thing is to click on the building underneath. Fine, military kickbacks. There's no military yet. It's coming, don't worry. There will be copper arrows, I believe. These people are all waiting on that singular camp. Ugh. I wonder if it's worth... Ooh. Carnelian, unfortunately, is not a military item. But look at that. He's already on his third promotion. Nebuchadnezzar. And he's not been doing the job for that long. Only about half an hour. How much money has he made? 3,052. Oh, hang on a second. He's attempting to sell at Tel Jokka. But they've already had enough. They're starting to haggle now. Still, Miss Anna Panna's coming in with her ivory and just sold that. I don't think it's a girl. Miss Annie Padder. But you look at that name, you tell me they're not a girl. Where's the chap that's coming in with furniture supply? Basically taking the people of Nepal out of business. Not necessarily, I'm just hurrying things along. There's still profit to be made. It's just not being made fast enough. Such demand for obsidian tools. And it's all being held up by this blooming camp. What I might do is find another camp then. Like this one. Another Susa. This one's now Northern Susa. So we've got Northern Susa, Northeastern Susa, Eastern Susa, and Susa itself. That's a hell of a catchment area. It's basically all this side of the map. And we'll have Eastern Girsu Tools 2. And instead of going to Eastern Susa, go to Northern Susa. And in fact, scratch that. just go to northern Susa first, then go to northeastern Susa to drop them off, then go to eastern Susa, and come back with the tools. Easy. They'll get around to that. It'll get fixed. Don't worry about it. Right, what's happening here? Massive demand for tools. I'm quite pleased I'm having to quite happily supply a population of 20. Again, I don't think you should be making much of a profit there, because essentially you're making your money off of these traders. Maybe not that one. Yeah, you're making your money off of Sam Sulana. Or Sam Suluna? Who's sadly not making much money because he's buying tools for 456 and he's only really selling them for 453. So he's not making any profit at all. It's a lot of travelling they have to do to supply those tools. The bottleneck now seems to be Obsidian. I knew this was going to happen. I saw they were shut down earlier. I was like, you shouldn't be shut down. You're going to get an awful lot of demand coming in. Oh, advance coming in for copper ore. And I've actually in a good place to Carnelian Xerxes the boy. Animal husbandry, please, since Carnelian is not a foodstuff. Got 5,400 coins, which isn't bad. I'm usually struggling at this point. Susa can probably take on more ivory. To that end, I'll purchase that. Let's have a second person on the ivory route. Anybody know anything about price gouging? No, but you'll do. If I was being sensible, I'd set actual Tel Al Ubaid up there, and they rather than going and getting your supply from one ivory source. But that's just a faff. So let's look at the copper situation. There's no copper in Mesopotamia. There's some in Assyria though. It's all right. There's probably some in the Zagros Mountains. Purchase and these arrows are demanded by most of your customers as soon as the advance is available to purchase. To make arrows, you'll need to get wood and copper ingots to a Fletcher. The wood comes straight from a timber camp, but the copper ingots must first be smelted. That's a smelter. Thank you, game. That's not a bad place for a smelter. Can I just make the arrows outright in Zagros? Probably. Yeah. What's disappointing is I'll have to do the old run around there. Probably the Zagros Mountains, as they're so mountainous. What's it like in Assyria? So there's two copper places there that are... Yes, they are within the market range. There's no lumber particularly nearby though. I guess they could go to Tutub and they can compete with that carpenter. That's not happening. That'll put the price up. But we don't need to fletch the arrows here. We just need to get the bronze in. So you can get the bronze from Assyria, go to Mesopotamia, go here, yeah, that sounds alright. And then we can get Gilgamesh on the job. So we'll have market here. Eastern Akshak. I don't know why I started with As there. We'll have a smelter here, because I'll be damned if I'm using my precious merchants to transport ore. Pathway to the road out of Assyria. I mean, I'm doing very little for the local Assyrian economy. I am essentially plundering it to benefit Mesopotamia, but hey ho. That's what I'm all about. So we'll go to Eastern Ashak, go out of Mesopotamia, so it'd actually be worthwhile building a road that does something like that. It's more efficient that way. Go to Mesopotamia. Do not pass go, do not collect £200. Head over to this lumber camp here. It's a shame you can't cross over to Assyria there, but that's probably not a mountain pass or whatever. And then caravans arrive there, and I will build a Fletcher there because I'll be jiggered if I'm going to try and find somewhere. Not right now, but I'll come back to you. Yeah, the Fletchers here aren't next to timber camps, so I'm not doing it. It's just not happening. There's a Fletcher there, and we'll have a new route, arrows, or surrows. And I've just thought, yes, I will build by an early harness, because I will want Gilgamesh, I think it's going to be. To go from... Okay, leave Eastern Akshak on a dray with 4 copper ingots. You'll then head to Assyria, where you go to northern Umma. Ooh, sure, back Girsu looks profitable. Pathfinding. Turn them into copper arrows, 1 for 1. And then you'll drop them off. 1 in Nepal. 1 in Shurapak. 1 in southwestern Girsu. In fact, no, screw southwestern Girsu. If they're not going to grow to the right size, I'm not going to give them copper arrows. Why isn't it growing? We'll go to eastern Girsu instead. Nah, I'll supply them to everybody. So go to southwestern Girsu, leave with 1, then go to eastern Girsu. Leave with none, and then you go all the way back to southern Askak, or whatever it's called. Good stuff. New merchant, Gilgamesh. Let's get him on the job. I mean, I kind of get it because every single commodity is expensive. But I can't help that. I am trying. It's not made a profit yet, but it's only sold 1 unit of ivory. So I guess we can forgive him that. Where's Gilgamesh? This is a bit frustrating, the fact they leave your headquarters on a donkey. Or the cheapest, nastiest transports around. And yeah, you can't just like send them off on a nice transporter so they get there quickly. But it's not too bad at the moment, but when I've got a trade route in Afghanistan that's collecting the gold that's there, and I've got to watch this chap on the donkey go all the way across the Zagros Mountains and then into a... Like, couldn't I have just given you a dray to start it off with? So talking of drays, let's look at the Carnelian route. What can I do with this? We can make it a lot more efficient. I don't know if I want to. Because we've already reached the point of saturation of the market, pretty much. Yeah, tell Jockers had enough. I've had enough Carnelian, thanks. I'm not interested. And there's no... it's like people in Zagros won't want any. And it's not, I'm not taking it all the way across the Zagros Mountains to take it to the Indus Valley or Afghanistan. But what my thinking was, is I could pick up 4, deal with all of the Assyrian demand, pick up 2, go to Susa. Shalmaneser, that route could definitely benefit from a dray. Bring 4 furniture in as opposed to 3. Eastern Girsu Tools. That could definitely benefit from drays. That shouldn't be so profitable. Oh, well, this money's been made somewhere, because it's not been made in the chap that's buying them from Eastern Girsu. Pick up 4 wood. Pick up 4 wood. Leave with 4 tools. Job's a good one. What's next? Eastern Girsu. We've got furniture supply. I've just done that one. Girsu supply. Oh, that could benefit from a dray. Pick up 4 wood. Don't pick up anything. Pick up 4 barley. Seems reasonable. Ivory I'm going to leave as is. And Nepal, Eastern Girsu. Could benefit from the dray. Pick up 2 linen cloths. And should have packed to Girsu. That looks like it could benefit from a dray. Don't know how though. What's the price of... What's the price of barley in... oh, that's quite hefty actually, so... Yeah, pick up 3, drop that off. Go to Nepal. Pick up 4, drop 2 off. Drop another 2 off. Something like that. I think that's all of them. Nope, we've also got tool supply. So it picks up from Eastern Girsu, goes to Nepal, goes to Shurapak, goes to Southwestern Girsu. I don't think I need to improve on that, so you can stay on the horse. Right. Job's a good one. One thing you've got to be careful with in this game is be very careful about where you place things, because as far as I know, there's no way of deleting stuff once you place it down. Like this little roundabout there is permanent, and if you place markers in the wrong place, that's it. Yeah, you don't get another chance. Gilgamesh has got to come in with his arrows. He's not made much of the way of money yet, has he? He's lost 694. He's supposed to be good at arrows. Come on, Gilgamesh. Show me the money. Oh, he's not there yet. He's going here. 313. I don't know what the kickback was, but it didn't look like it was very much. That's not bad, and the rest of it's profit, because he's now bought his dray. And it's going to take us, I don't know, another like 20 years to develop the idea of putting a wheel on there. What's the price of arrows there? That's not bad. Ooh, what was that, an extra 100? Well, I think this is, since we're about halfway through the scenario, I think this is a good place to call it for a night. And it's a bit of a weird one, this, because I can't. There's no definite endpoint for me to say that's the end of the video, and we'll join you again in the next episode. I've just got to kind of guess that this is a good point to stop. So, what have we got? What's going on? We've got Eastern Girsu, which is pretty good. Like, I'd call this regular Girsu, and I guess that's where actual Girsu is, but it's a nothing. It's just, there's nothing there. For Eastern Walker, if I wanted to expand things, I could always make use of these barley fields here. But you don't want to get carried away. One of the things I've learned in this game is don't get carried away with supplying too many towns, because it's not overly profitable compared to supplying luxuries. And with that nugget of wisdom, I'll leave you to ponder on that. I will see you